Hello, I'm Robert, and you're welcome here in my busy little shop. On today's episode of What's on My Workbench, I thought I would take you along here on a little bit of a topic. It's a short video today. Not long ago, I was talking about the frustration of the thread used on the sewing machine. And since I moved my shop back and forth, a lot of things end up going into tubs. And when I look in this tub here of my thread, I mean, it'd be nice to have a fancy rack, but I think you would still have some of the same issues if you were, on a rack. And that is the thread that doesn't want to stay on the spool, and you're dealing with it in the bottom of the box here as a mess. And then I worry about this getting some kind of a funny twist in it that causes an issue in the sewing machine. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but you can see we've got quite a bit of a mess down here. And a lot of times I end up just cutting it off. Those are good because those are brand new rolls. They haven't been opened yet. Pretty colors. So anyway, back a ways, I had said this is such a frustration. There's got to be a way to handle that. Is there something somebody out there is doing that I need to learn to do? And some people had suggested some different mesh sleeves to go over the thread to hold that, from different places. And I thought, you know what? Let me just look. And so I went online and I found this, and I found it in different lengths of sleeves. And this one here was actually 20 yards of this mesh material. So I thought I'd bring you along. Here's a good example of it. And all this thread in the bottom here. Yeah, I think I'll cut my losses maybe. What a mess. I don't know how much I'm going to lose here by the time I get this thing straightened out. There we go. I think in this case, I'll just cut that off. So to keep from having that frustration, I thought I would look at this, and I found this material. You could get it in pre-cut lengths, or you could get it as a spool for the length that you've got. And it said that this was good for, find the end of that it was good for small spools and large spools, and that it had good, flexibility to go back to its size. So, and I noticed that they had different lengths that you could get, and a common length was, I think it was 8 inches. So I'm going to cut off 8 inches of this material here. And let's take one of these and see. And I was also concerned about it potentially causing problem with the sewing machine pulling the thread out. And I noticed that on the example video on some of them, let me get you a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing here. So I cut 8 inches of it off here. So this is an 8-inch piece here, and this is a half-pound spool of thread from the Leather Machine Company. And I think, so I'm not wrestling with where that thread's at, maybe it's best to bring it around the bottom here first. And one of the things I noticed that they did on the website is they left it around the bottom a little bit, which I think is probably a good idea, so that it doesn't want to ride up on the spool. So let's leave it like that and see. Well, it doesn't pull hard out of there. And I've got 1.25 inches here on the bottom. And I think I'm probably, I probably don't need to be nearly as far up on here. So I'm going to try one that's 6 inches long here. I tell you what, if this helps, that'll be one frustration gone for sure. So I'm going to make this one 6 inches long. It's one reason why I bought the continuous rolls. I figured I could adjust to how I wanted it. There was, like I said, I think I said there was a couple different size ones. This was a free roll that came with the sewing machine, and this is the 138 and a 1/4 pound spool. So it is smaller in diameter to begin with. I just left it like that. It'll slide over the holder on the sewing machine. Yeah, I think I like that. But that one's a smaller diameter, so the 6 inches isn't a good test there. Let's see here. All right, let's cut a 6-inch one here for this bigger spool. And let's see. If you're looking for it, this is how it was listed. NB thread net 20 yards, handy thread nets at it looks like embroidery sew supplies, EMBSEW supplies.com. It wasn't very expensive. I'm going to say $8 through Amazon, and we have Prime, so it was free shipping. The other thing that ends up happening is the bottom of the box here is a little bit dirty, and then the thread gets down there, it gets dirty. I like that. I guess we're going to have to do some sewing to see if it makes an issue for the sewing machine, but the tension off of it's really pretty small. I'm going to go with 6 inches here. Let me cut a few more of these, and I'll do the ones that we've got done here, and then we'll go from there. I guess while I'm at it, I'll cut a few more for these spools that haven't been broken into yet, so that I won't be looking for where this is at. I checked on the Leather Machine Company's website to see if they had anything, and they didn't have anything that I could find on there. Let's go ahead and we'll just run a pretty good amount of thread out of here just to test and see if it seemed like it's going to feed okay. I don't know why it wouldn't. It got a little bit more of a pull there, but not much. Oh, just to point out, we're pulling from the dark one, which is this one here. The other one is going to a bobbin winder. You know what? Let me load up the bobbin winder so we can see them both running here. I'm sure the bobbin winder is not going to be an issue. If there's going to be an issue, I would think it would be with the sewing machine side of it, not the bobbin winding side of it. There's plenty of torque, and I suppose if anything needs to be adjusted, it would probably be the tension on the thread here. This may just add additional tension. Which if it was additional tension, that could be an issue, because as the spool gets used, it could potentially alter the tension all the way through the spool. A little tension there. All right, I wanted to come back. This is actually a couple days later, and I want to talk a little bit about the spool netting again. I really got thinking about the fact that I could feel a little bit of difference, the resistance, when I would hook the thread to pull slack, to pull things out of there. And even though it really doesn't add much tension here, it does seem to amplify that when we get over to the sewing machine. So what I did was I took this one, and well, I'll show you here. Pretend it was that one. And all I did was I just slid this down a little bit here, poked it up in the inside here, so that it gets rid of that tension. And then when I take the spool off of there, it's not like I have to go find the netting somewhere else. I can just put it on here, grab a hold of it, and slide it back up there. But I really like the idea of these, and I think it'll really help clean up and make the thread box easier to use and have less wasted thread and dirty thread and so on and so forth. Well, there you go. I think that'll be a much better system to organizing my bobbins than what I had before with that mess that was down in there. If nothing else, it'll take away some of that frustration. And it probably happens to me more than some people, because this thing is jostled around in the back of a trailer back and forth between here and my summer shop as well, because I'm snowboard, move it back and forth. But I like how it seems to be better organized than it was, and I guess time will tell. The next thing is the mess of these bobbins here, of keeping that from being a mess there. That's the next frustration there. Well, I appreciate you being in the shop with me today. Please like, share, and subscribe. More importantly, hope you have a great day.